he didn't really fit in and people didn't really accept who he was, yet he was fighting for his, sorry, I'm going so deep and you're like 12. I'm so sorry.
Manny Jacinto. Yes.
What's up? Oh man, thanks guys for being here. BORTLES! Wow.
So how are you doing this morning?
I'm great. Yeah, wow. I'm just in awe about how many people showed up. I was expecting like 5 people, to be honest. Yeah.
I think this was one of the most exciting panels of the weekend, so yeah.
Thanks, guys. That really means a lot.
And you're doing autographs and photo ops today as well, right?
Yeah, it'll be a lot of love to spread around, which is great. Yeah.
I love that. I'm going to kick things off with a few questions. I feel like talking about the Acolyte is like so sad, obviously, because of what happened with it. But I want to talk about like the highlights of it and what you learned from playing Qimir, whether about the experience or inhabiting that character, or even getting to come to these conventions and talking to people who resonated with the series.
Oh man, I mean, when you hop onto something like that, it's kind of a whole machine. And I remember jumping into it and just going straight to work, and you never really worry about the reception per se. And when it did come out, you know, I was very anxious, and I definitely didn't try to like pay attention to everything, but it's Star Wars and it's, you know, it's a part of the zeitgeist. So you hear all the comments, the praises, and also the not so good praises. But getting to come out here and kind of see you guys in person has really, you know, opened my eyes to the fact that people did love the show, and there is a lot of support. And I can't thank you guys enough, because the internet is a weird place, and yeah. Definitely don't recommend sometimes, yeah.
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly there. Were you a Star Wars fan beforehand?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge Star Wars geek, but I did, you know, I grew up with the prequels. I remember watching that Darth Maul fight, that fight when I was in the theaters as a child, and being like, damn, like the dark side is kicking ass right now. And I remember talking to our stunt coordinator, Christopher Cowan, and just being like, we need a fight like that, if not better. And yeah, we definitely tried to deliver it. Yeah.
What was it like getting to do so many of those stunts? Because you had some of the coolest fight sequences in the series.
Thanks, guys. It was a dream come true. I just remember being a kid flipping around at home on my couch and trying to be a Power Ranger. And to be able to do this and to be able to, do it myself was honestly, it was a dream come true. The fact that they trusted me to do it. Like I have a dance background, so I was able to like pick up the choreography and change it when I needed to. But yeah, it took a toll on the body for sure, but I had a good amount of time to really prepare. And they set us up for success, and yeah, we did our best with what we had.
I think you did very well with that.
Thank you.
You worked on another project that I'm excited for, which is the Freaky Friday sequel. I think a lot of us have grown up with that show.
Yeah.
So I'm curious for you, what was it about the sequel that like drew you to it? Was it the script, the project? Did you have already like an affinity for the Freaky Friday movie?
I mean, I never thought I'd be a part of the Lohanaissance, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, she's having a whole revolution of itself. But I remember, watching Lindsay as a kid, like The Parent Trap and Mean Girls, and to be able to act opposite of her, and it was unreal. And also Jamie Lee Curtis as well, and it's such a great, 100%. Give it up to Jamie, because she's a beast, like acting, and she's an incredible human being. Both of them. It's gonna be a good one. It'll bring us back to that Disney 90s nostalgia, I think.
Which I think we need more of these days. Yes.
It'll be great.
I love that. I'm curious, like, As an actor, what sort of projects do you look for? Is there like a certain, list of things that you're dreaming and hoping to get to do, or is it just kind of like letting it, come as it flows?
I mean, I've been very lucky. It's to be able to do this as especially an actor of color or like an Asian actor is wild, because just 8 years ago it wasn't the case, and so I am definitely like picky about the roles that I choose, and definitely have that idea in my head that I'm representing a certain group. So yeah, it's definitely strategic. I just want to be able to showcase different characters, people that you don't regularly see in this type of person. But yeah, it was definitely a strategic type of thing to do. But definitely after The Good Place, I needed to stay away from the dummies for a little bit. Yeah.
How do you build a character? Because every actor has a different method. Some do playlists, some journal as the character, and sometimes it's different for each character.
Oh man, so many like great tidbits from different great actors. Like I remember working with Jamie recently, and she's like, I like to use a certain scent for the character, and I was like, oh, that's a great point. And then some actors use playlists, like you said. For Qimir, for the Stranger, I was listening to a lot of, I've said this before, like the Foo Fighters, because I needed something that would get my adrenaline up, and also has like that kind of emotional anchor. And I feel like a lot of their songs carry that. And then a lot of the times it's kind of just trying things out. Like I was doing with this character. I would try his voice out at the grocery store or in an Uber, and I'd get weird looks. But you know what? It's not that bad, I guess. But yeah, it's different for each character, I find.
I love that. I love hearing the different ways. I've never actually heard of using perfume, so that's a new one to think about.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, it's like, because like our sense of smell, it just takes us to a different universe sometimes. Yeah.
I love that. Well, now we're going to turn things over to the fans. We have microphones here and here. So if you'd like to go ahead and line up, make sure you introduce yourself. Make sure you're asking questions, not comments or requests, and be kind. And since there's folks already over here, we're going to go here first.
All right.
Hi.
Hey.
First of all, Manny, thank you for coming to Fan Expo SF, Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh,
you didn't have to do that.
Man.
Unfortunately, the legacy of Star Wars is long, but the legacy of Acolyte, not so much, right? I know, it's a bit of it's a hard pill to swallow.
All good.
But it's a good question. I boiled it down. Where were you hoping that your legacy within Star Wars could go? Did you want to like do this till you're 90?
Oh man, I don't even know if I would live past 90, to be honest. Yeah, I had a tough time getting up this morning, to be honest. No, I mean, I remember Leslie's dream was to do 3 seasons in a movie, and when I heard that, it was like, that's ideal, that's the best. I think to be able to be a part of Star Wars is incredible. To be able to do it for a long time would be massive, but there's something about having a finite ending to things that makes it so much more special. So yeah, I don't know if I'd do it till 90, but 3 seasons in a movie would have been incredible. I know that we had so much to explore for that second season, but we'll put it out there. Positive vibes, Yeah, thanks, guys.
And I have to say, I think the legacy lives on, because looking out here, I see people dressed up as Qimir, so the legacy continues.
Yeah, it's a lot of love, Yeah. We'll see.
I like that. All right, over here.
Hi, I'm Lonnie, and
Lonnie.
My question is, in The Good Place, through Jason, you were able to show off your dance background and mention your Filipino heritage. So were you able to actively work with the show writers to have those components for Jason? Did they suggest it? Like, what was the process?
Yeah, I remember having my first meeting with Mike and Drew Goddard, who's our producer, and they just asked me, "Oh, what do you like to do?" And I was like, I stuff. And then I thought, oh yeah, I dance, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, we could work with that. And then the great thing about Mike, if you ever watch like Parks and Rec or The Office, he just takes these actors and their characters and he kind of blends them together and uses like their strengths and their personalities, and it was great because it was the first time that, you know, I think we got to see kind of Filipinos just being regular people and just getting to explore that, you know. And yeah, thanks guys. And like seeing multiple people as well, because you'd see me, Mitch, and Eugene Cordero in the same screen, and I was like, wow, this is actually happening. I never thought this would have ever happened. So yeah, it was definitely a collaboration for sure.
Thank you for bringing Filipinos more to mainstream.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, I'm Alicia.
Hi, Alicia.
I was wondering, what does it feel like to be a Sith character?
It's awesome.
Yeah, there you go. Who said that? It's awesome. Yeah. Oh man. It feels good. Yeah. I mean, the red lightsaber is like the coolest lightsaber. Like, it felt appropriate, especially in this iteration of Star Wars or in this show, because I don't know, I feel like maybe a lot of us can relate. We tend to feel like outsiders, and sometimes you kind of don't fit in. And I definitely felt that way when I was younger. So with Qimir and the Stranger, that was his basis, his foundation, that he didn't really fit in and people didn't really accept who he was, yet he was fighting for his... Sorry, I'm going so deep and you're like 12. I'm so sorry. Like, what are you talking about? I'm just in the first grade. Sorry. Well, basically, what I'm trying to say is if you're unique and different, and if you don't quite fit in, you will find your group and just keep on going. That's my message.
Hi, my name is Russell.
Hey, Russell.
Can you talk about your experience working with Lee Jung-jae?
Ooh, the legend, Lee Jung-jae. Dude is the Brad Pitt of Korea, or the George Clooney, all the big stars. He's a pro, man. I remember hearing his voice in English during the table read, and it gave me chills. Just like the resonance in the way that he spoke, it just evoked nobility and wisdom. And I was like, wow, this is perfect casting. And this is the first time that he acted in English, which is incredible. So the fact that he did that he did a good amount of his stunts as well, I was in awe to watch him work. I never would have thought after watching Squid Game that I could actually act opposite him and, you know, go toe to toe against him. But that was an incredible experience and something I'll forever cherish. 100%.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Question. All right, back over here.
Hello, I'm Raina.
Hi, Raina.
I actually just finished The Good Place for the first time, like this past week.
Oh man.
And
Thoughts, critiques.
So good, and I like sobbed at the ending, especially with your character. Like I wasn't expecting it in like the best way, and it was so like perfect ending.
Thank you.
And so my question's kind of like cliche, but like, do you have a favorite memory from filming? Because just the cast seems like there's such good chemistry, so it feels like it seems like it would have been a fun thing to film.
So many ridiculous memories. There's a video on, because I want to share this with you, but there's a video online where there's like a disaster button with Maya Rudolph's character. And my whole thing was like, the group goes off like into the corner of the office and they kind of discuss something important. And I, being Jason, like being a little kid, walk off to the button remote, the disaster remote. And then, you know, I was like, okay, let's up the stakes. So then I start playing around with it and like throwing it up in the air. And the whole joke was supposed to be like they turn around, they're like, Jason. And then like I stop and I'm like, relax. And one of the takes, and you'll see it on video in the bloopers, I throw it around and then the thing breaks.
Oh my God.
And then everybody just goes, like chaos happens and everybody starts running around. And then Maya was like, I knew that was gonna happen. And then like everybody just starts screaming. But yeah, it was such a beautiful, lovely, ridiculous moment that I'll never forget. That one for sure. Thank you.
So if you didn't get to ask a question, you will be at your table doing autographs today, so you can ask your questions then. Let's put our hands together one more time and thank Manny for coming.
Thank you.